Deep in the wilderness of southeast Utah, about 30 miles west of Canyonlands, there's an alien landscape quite unlike anywhere else in the world, home to strange formations that resemble goblins. Take a journey far into the past, uncovering the mysteries of this otherworldly environment and how it came to be one of Utah's most recognizable parks, Goblin Valley. Roughly 170 million years ago, when this desert here was covered in a vast, ancient sea, it left in its wake a kind of sedimentary rock made of sandstone, siltstone, and gypsum throughout the tidal flats. The tidal flat being the edge of the sea, where the tide ebbed and flowed, depositing this rock called Entrada sandstone. Millions of years passed, the sea disappeared, the sandstone hardened and compressed, and as wind and rain, heat and ice cracked and eroded the surface, it rounded the edges and deepened the crevices, similar to a dry and cracked desert landscape after a rainstorm. The soft, bottom layer of siltstone and shale eroded away underneath, leaving the much harder and more resistant sandstone on top, balancing and resembling that of a mushroom, thousands of them. Scientifically, these mushrooms are called hoodoos, a name that comes from a southern Paiute word udu, meaning something that inspires fear. The surrounding landscape is actually made up of many different rock formations, 4 of them. On bottom, we have the Entrada sandstone, made of fine-grained sandstone, siltstone, and gypsum from the ancient tidal flats. Above that, we have the Curtis Formation, the Somerville Formation, and lastly, the Morrison Formation, the youngest of the 4 layers, as seen on Wild Horse Butte. In the 1920s, a miner by the name of Arthur Chaffin, while looking for a route to build a road from the town of Green River to Caneville, he spotted a strange valley full of unusual rock formations, which he came to call Mushroom Valley. For roughly 20 years, no one took interest in the alien environment except Chaffin, until he met explorer Philip Tompkins in 1949, and they explored the area for a solid week, eventually coming to the conclusion to rename the valley Goblin Valley, to spark further curiosity. Tourism grew, and to protect the valley, the state of Utah established Goblin Valley State Preserve in 1954, which became Goblin Valley State Park in 1964. Today, Goblin Valley covers nearly 10,000 acres of land, or about 16 square miles, and contains thousands of these otherworldly-looking hoodoos, many of which are still in development, reaching high above the valley floor and into the sky. It'll be millions of years before they erode away and take shape into the familiar goblin-like pillars. Many have been around so long that the siltstone and shale have entirely washed away, leaving boulders where they once stood. Amongst the hoodoos is life. Plants like Mormon tea, Indian rice grass, Russian thistle, and various kinds of cactus grow sporadically alongside the jackrabbit, scorpions, kangaroo rats, pronghorns, kit foxes, rattlesnakes, and coyotes, which roam the park. Along with plants and animals, there are people. 500,000 each year. Goblin Valley is one of Utah's most popular state parks, but acts as a nice reprieve from the millions of visitors to the state's mighty 5 national parks, allowing freedom to roam off the beaten path and alone in the silence of the desert. In the 1920s discovery, Chaffin marked the location on his beat-up map, stuffed it away, and rode his horse back to town. Many years later, Tompkins hired Chaffin as a guide. Chaffin reached into his desk drawer, pulled out the map he'd scrawled many years before, and in September of 1949, Chaffin, Tompkins, and 2 brothers by the names Perry and Worthen Jackson set out to explore the peculiar landscape by horseback and jeep. Within a mile of reaching their destination, the jeep became stuck in the deep sand. From there, the men trudged on, eventually reaching the western edge. I thought it was pretty amazing, I'll tell you. None of us, except Arthur, had seen anything like it before, and even he didn't have anything to say, said Perry. In an article in 1954, Tompkins wrote, "The expanse, covered with thousands of sandstone figures, was overwhelming in its effect. At close range, the grotesque figures suggested the name Goblin Valley. That was the name we gave it." Goblin Valley isn't the only place home to hoodoos. The Willow Creek Hoodoos in Alberta, Canada, the Fairy Chimneys in Turkey, and most famously Bryce Canyon National Park, which has the greatest concentration of hoodoos on Earth, estimated in the tens of thousands, and reaching heights of up to 150 feet tall. It truly is the holy grail to those searching for goblins. And Goblin Valley, though eroding from time and the elements, it continues to expand, and hoodoos continue to emerge as wind and water and temperature dig away at the soft Entrada sandstone. Join me next time as we photograph hundreds of wild bison.